Is that thumb? He's looking at a return either week 8 or week 10. So probably somewhere around 6.5 weeks to 6.5 weeks to 8.5 weeks for Dak Prescott. Week 10 would be against the Packers after the bye. So that is the timetable for Dak Prescott. As far as the potential trade options, my understanding is the Cowboys' priority is to go internal, to go to Cooper Rush, someone they believe in. Certainly not a household name.
Said they're sitting in these rooms right now trying to figure out if their backup quarterback can get through 6-8 weeks. Or are there other options? Are there other quarterbacks out there? I think it's too late.
I do think he will keep them afloat, make some throws, keep these boys on the football field. They will run the ball well. They are fine. That schedule is what we call boo-boo the foo-foo.
Hey guys, welcome back to Primetime Studios. Like always, I'm your host, Primetime Phil, and today we're going to discuss, well, the victory over the New York Giants. Like always, I'm your host, Primetime Phil, and of course, my co-host, GameTime Bryan. Bryan, say hi to the folks, guys.
What's going on, everybody? GameTime Bryan here, better known as the Mailman. What's going on, Phil?
How's it going, Bryan, man? I'm feeling pretty good after that wonderful victory. How you feeling? How are you feeling today?
I'm good, man. I'm a little sketchy for a while in the first half, but our defense looks strong, looks real strong. I want to touch on something real quick before we get involved in this.
Okay.
If my man Cop Pizzle, what up, Pizzle? What up, Pizzle? If he's watching, listen, man, you called me out, man. You were kind of rude, but that's good. I've been following you for a while. What you do, you're like a little screw loose type of guy, and that's how I am. So I'm digging it, big guy. I am. But you kind of peed in my pond first, dude. I was just a follower. I threw you a couple super chats over the years. You are the man as far as I'm concerned. I like how you do things. But listen, it's all fair now, man. You threw the first stone, so we are in it. I ain't going anywhere. You say you're leaving after this year. Hopefully not. I think you got a lot to offer. I will say one thing. I just watched your video a little while ago, and I will tell you, I don't know who you think I am. You don't know who I am. I know you more than you know me. Shit, I probably bought Baby Doll a couple whistles over the years, all the money I spent in sending these super chats. But hey, you called me out, on Mark's live. Yeah, you're talking shit on me. That's good. I know the game. I ain't dumb. I like it, bro. Thank you. Keep it up. Keep up the energy. And I want to tell you one thing right now. Danny Dimes played his ass off last night. And I'm with you that your fellow Giants fans that are talking shit on Daniel Jones, that's BS. He single-handedly kept you guys in the game last night. So I'm with you. I think that Evan Neal, why in the hell would you put him where he's at? He didn't play that position, that position in college. So maybe move Thomas and slide Neal over to the other side. He looks like his steps are off, and Parsons is by him.
Yeah, and as you say that, I it brings me up to a perfect new segment I'm trying to bring and see how we can continue this, but I call it the Congratulations from Rival segment.
Welcome to this segment of Congratulations from Rival Fan.
New York edition.
Well, congratulations, Cowboy fans. Way to go. Congrats on your big win with your backup quarterback tonight. Hopefully, Mark Holmes can get the pacifier out of his mouth and get up out of the fetal position and celebrate his dumb, stupid win. Way to go, Geek! Fuck!
And that was Congratulations from Rival Fan.
New York edition.
Yeah, so I'm hoping to get some nice congratulations to the. I mean, we might as well take these victories that we get in the NFC East and make it our own. So welcome, Copizzle. If you are in the crowd, you're always more than welcome to come on. And
We like to call him Pizzle.
Pizzle.
Listen, nothing but respect, but you pissed in my pond, bro. So we're gonna have a little fun now. I might make a video just for you, big guy, and thank you.
So
Please like and subscribe.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you doing that on here and starting that up there. But anyways, thank you for the crowd. Of course, we got Mark Holmes in here. We got Pat Thompson. We had Jason Winfrey off the bat. And I'm pretty sure not too long, you're going to have Angelica Barone. You're going to have
Tina. I got a bunch of people supposedly coming in. You know how that goes, man.
Yeah. So let's talk about this victory, man. I mean, when we think
I'm gonna
about
do one more shout out real quick. There's a guy who's watching. I know he's watching. His name is KMess22 on Twitter. KMess22 on Twitter. This guy is literally the meme, GIF, whatever you want to call it, king. He's hysterical, man. If you want to laugh your ass off, follow KMess22 on Twitter. He also has the Birds versus the Boys podcast. He's going to be joining me and Phil maybe this Saturday. Check him out. He is hysterical.
So I'm going to warn you guys right now.
Phil.
I'm going to warn you guys right now. I'm right at the South Florida, so Hurricane Ian is not too far off the coast, and so we're dealing with some stuff. So I may have some internet things here and there, go in and out. So I apologize to you guys, but I'm trying to give you guys some good content here. So, but I appreciate you sticking in and being patient as well too. So, as we talk about this victory, I want to jump back, to this last, episode and show what you were able to predict.
The line on the game is Dallas +1. Okay, and the over-under is 39. So my final score is Dallas 23, the Giants 13. I think it'll be close. I think Dallas will score a late touchdown to up it. My original score was 20-17. I have fallen into Cole's more of a 23-13, a late touchdown, probably special teams, or a Diggs, pick six. So I like Dallas +1 and over to 39. But that's my official score.
Yeah, so honestly, I could not hear that, so I don't even know if that audio came through. But you were able to predict very close. You were 3 points off, and when I go back to mine was 3 points off as well. So, hey, man, we were very close. We thought that it was going to be a slugfest in the first half. We thought the defenses were going to definitely show their teeth, and obviously we were more concerned about Kellen Moore, and I have to give him credit. Kellen Moore actually called a really good game last night. There were some times where he countered what they were doing. So I was actually kind of impressed, I'm not saying, all my fears have gone away, but the fact that he did play, did do a good game plan. What do you think?
The game plan that he's doing for Cooper Rush is what he needs to stick to when Dak comes back. Because not only can Dak do what Cooper can do, he adds another whole dimension with using his feet, sliding out of the pocket, in and out of the pocket, and running. listen, if Dak's going to be what Dak's going to be and go to greater heights, he's going to have to run the ball. Nobody's saying he's got to run the ball like Jalen Hurts. He doesn't even have to run the ball like Lamar Jackson. I'm not talking that. I'm talking third down, second and long. Hey, I hate to say it, but what Danny Dimes was doing, he was dropping back. There's nobody in the middle of the field. He was getting 13 yards, 15 yards a clip. That's what Dak needs to do. Dak is Danny Dimes and then some, obviously. So as far as the play calling, it was beautiful. It needs to be, it's never going to be 50-50, but it needs to be close to 50-50 within, 5, 8, 10. If you're going to have like 31 passes, you need to be close to 30 with running the ball if you can. That's always been, it's not just now, that's always been the case of how to win in this league. If you throw the ball 50 times, you're going to lose. Okay. Tom Brady, when he's effective, is when it's more of a 50-50 balance. It's slightly more with pass, but basically it's 50-50, and that's how you create the matchups, the single coverage, the play action. That's the name of the game. So Kellen Moore, keep it up. When Dak comes back, don't turn into an idiot and throw the ball 50 times, because that's not going to work. Not going to work.
Yeah, I agree, because when you look at the game plan itself, you look at the fact that Cooper Rush was able to accumulate 215 yards, 1 touchdown, and I think what I love about Cooper Rush's game, as of right now, I'm not saying that he's shown this, and there wasn't doubts that people were throwing him in and out of their roster, but the fact that he's not doing the whole turnover thing, I think that's, again, the game manager. You need to be able to move the ball, be able to pick up the points when you can, and honestly, it moves a little bit better because, again, like you said, Kellen Moore has dumbed down the offense a little bit, and you're not trying to just rely on a guy that can throw 350 yards a game. And Dak Prescott, just because he can doesn't mean he should. So, and I like the fact that, okay, you balanced out the run and the pass, but you also balanced out Zeke and Tony. Tony was able to go to the outside. Zeke was hard running, man. Hard running.
Yeah, like I did watch Cop Pizzle's video, and like he said, he likes to stay off of Twitter. And Mark, Mark's in here. Mark will tell you the same thing. These people get carried away. I'm hearing a lot of, and we keep hearing it, that Tony Pollard needs to be the guy. I got news for you. If Tony Pollard leaves this team next year and goes to another team to be the guy, it will fail miserably. That's not who he is. Who he is what he's doing now. I think he needed to have a little more than he did a couple years ago, more like he did last year, and I think just a little bit more. You're seeing more 2-back sets. That's how it needs to be. And Zeke should come back on a lesser deal going forward, and Zeke is going to have a prolonged career if he decides to do that. If he wants to take a little bit extra money and go somewhere else, that's going to be bad news for Zeke. These guys work perfectly together, and what you saw last night is how it should be.
Oh yeah, and Pat Thompson says it perfectly. The run wears out the defense, and you could see that as the 1-2 punch of them. You had one that was definitely hitting haymakers, and the other one that was just going around the side and just clocking you. And I mean, when you look at the combination between them and then the offensive line, right off the bat, I saw when Peters came in, and then he popped that thing open, and Tony Pollard was able to go down the side. It was. I'm like, okay, there's a nice combination there that could be to that left side.
It's perfect. It really is perfect. They complement each other perfect. Now, whether we can keep Pollard, that's for another show. But I'm just saying, people that say Pollard should be the guy, we've been down there, learn the game. You don't know what you're talking about. He needs his 15 touches a game, and that's where, maybe slightly more on certain occasions. That's where it needs to be. And you saw. He may end up with more yardage. That doesn't mean he's the better back. That means he's more explosive for how you're using him, and that's all that matters. But yeah, just like the Cooper Rush BS. We're hearing the Cooper. Listen, he's doing his job, people. That's why you have the backup quarterback, okay? I assure you, when you get into the real scary games, you need to rely more on talent, just pedigree. He's doing his job. I'm not going to sit here and bash Cooper Rush. I'm not. But he's doing the job, and let's just leave it at that. Dak's the quarterback. In Dak, we trust. I've been here before. I'm going to tell you again. In Dak, we trust. If you want to go anywhere in this league, Dak Prescott's is the quarterback that's going to take you there.
Yeah, it's true.
So,
if you look at the same guy, the game last night with Dak in there, I think New York gets blown out. And again, we're going off the fact that the past 2 games of Dak Prescott, he hasn't looked the sharpest. But again, we're trusting in his, overall work, body of work compared to the last 2 games as well, too. So as we move to the more down the offensive line, you get guys back like McGovern, which I thought Fournier, he did a really good serviceable job. So that was some good reps for him. So you got McGovern coming back, and you get a little bit more excited because he has a step up, but at the same time,
obviously, Peters was on the pitch count because how many series did he play? 2.
Yeah, and that's what you heard going into the game was that he was going to be on a pitch count. So yeah, you're right. He was definitely there.
I'm glad that he decided to put his ego aside and play left guard. Literally, the first play he came in at left guard.
Yeah, that was a
Pollard
big run.
broke his 40-yard run.
Yeah.
And if anybody has, and listen, me and you talked about the draft, Phil. We will tell you, I was worried about Tyler. Now, he did have a couple penalties, but I was worried about him playing tackle in the NFL. Those worries are rapidly leaving my mind because what he's doing, he had a couple penalties, like I said. He's fast, man. He gets to the second level, and I saw him multiple times last night hit the tight end, and then he's going down hitting D-backs. I'm talking 10, 15 yards down the field. So, man, I'm excited. I'm excited about this. I'm real excited about it. Let's have Jason Peters get his stamina and play left guard, and that left side is going to be tough to stop. I don't give a shit if he's 40 years old or not. That's going to be tough.
So I love when he asked a question. We're going to take a step back. We're going to go back to the quarterback as he asked his question. Can Rush be our Trent Dilfer? Just saying. Tony Banks got hurt. 2000 Ravens. Now Trent Dilfer again. Like when I point out game managers that have won the Super Bowl, Trent Dilfer is definitely one of the guys that I jump on. Brad Johnson as well for the Buccaneers. So there's definitely a handful of guys. And in the beginning of the season, I don't think I would have gave you that exact same answer. The first, maybe 2 years ago I would have, because I had some more faith in Cooper Rush. But after the offseason, seeing him being released, seeing him, being brought into other teams and then being released, that's where I kind of had my okay, is he going to even make it in the NFL? So, some people just need opportunities, and it looks like that's all Cooper Rush really needed was a nice, good opportunity. And he's taking the reins. I think what's amazing about his game is the fact that he's also doing it, and at the last couple of drives, it actually means something. Those drives mean things, and he's actually pushing the ball down the field. So that's usually what an NFL quarterback is judged on. I was worried about that. Yeah,
I was worried about that. I was worried about because I expected Giants, which they did, to apply pressure. Blitz, because that's what the head coach does.
Oh, he was good. He's a good
not
defensive
the head
coordinator.
coach,
the defensive coordinator.
He's Wink Martindale, Don Martindale. He's a blitzer.
He's a smart guy. Yeah.
Man, our line did good. Now, I would say I would expect more from Thibodeau. I understand it was his first game, but he's also fresh. He didn't get anywhere close. I was actually surprised that Jihad Ward, an ex-Cowboy, was doing what he was doing. He actually had the most impact on the game. But I was impressed because I was worried that he would You know, I was expecting them to blitz him and him just to dump it off to nobody. He actually stood in there more than once and made a throw.
I saw some blitzes coming at him, and he would stand in there, and he actually took the throw and threw it down the side. It was very good.
And I forgot that he played for the Giants.
Yeah.
So
Poised.
it was added incentive for him. Obviously, listen, again, I don't want to go too much on the Giants, but Daniel Jones, he doesn't have much help there. That offensive line is still woeful. Evan Neal is out of position, playing where he's at. Man, I felt bad for him at times, and that's with a probably 60% Micah Parsons. He had the flu. You could tell he was on the sideline a lot. Thank God for D-Law. D-Law was a man amongst boys last night.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's he reminded us very quickly why but he's gonna catch Micah in one night. It was So, I mean, I was definitely very impressed with the defense as well. But as we go, we'll continue. We'll go jump on the defense here in a little bit. We move on the line. We're going to go to the sides. We're going to go to the tight ends. What did you think about the performances by Jake Ferguson and Hendershot?
Ferguson was kind of, I guess he was. Blocking. I don't know. He didn't do much last night.
Yeah, he was
more blocking. He did get a penalty. His upside is still big. Everybody. Remembers when Dalton Schultz's first year, he didn't look great at all. He looks better than Dalton did as far as I'm concerned year one. But Peyton Hendershot, where did this kid come from? I know where he came from, but he was an undrafted guy. And
he's leaping over linebackers.
He's feisty, man. Yeah. He's very athletic. He reminds me a lot of Blake Jarwin and then some. Peyton Hendershot has got a bright future here, man. He really does. Yeah, he came out of nowhere.
Jake Ferguson kind of, he obviously had the penalty. I think he also did the rookie mistake at the very end of the game where he was trying to do the Hendershot thing and jump. I don't know if he was jumping for the first down, but then he caused to go out of bounds, and so he stopped the clock with under 2 minutes, and so that was obviously a rookie mistake that he obviously knew that he had to do. And so I liked what they did. You didn't really miss Dalton Schultz too much. Maybe some in the passing game he would have been a little bit more effective. But for the most part, I mean, I think they did a really good job. As for the wide receivers, what do you think? This is a big topic, I think. I know I tweeted in the beginning I was very upset with CeeDee Lamb in the sense that when CeeDee Lamb tends to try to catch with his body, it doesn't end well. But when he catches with his hands, he's one of the best. He could be one of the best in the league. I'm not gonna say he is, because there's times where
I don't know what CeeDee Lamb. And if anybody followed me on Twitter, they know I made a statement that he's not that guy. Now, listen. This is what. I mean, is this his second, third year? I mean, this is his third year, right? Yeah, I mean, he needs to be better than that early on in the game. It's almost like he's not mentally ready to go. And you nailed it. He's more of a body catcher, but not really. You saw him catch the one-arm catch in the end zone. He's not. That's not who he is. I don't know, because I'll be honest, when Cooper Rush throws the ball, especially deep, he's got that long, kind of clunky delivery. But my God, he hit him in stride. Mm-hmm. It was almost too good of a pass. He wants to catch and run before he catch. It's like the old going way back into Pee-wees, catch the ball, high point the ball, tuck it away, and then worry about running. But he's done that so much, but he's dropped a lot of ball. So he needs to figure it out, bro. But after that, and I will say this: Jason Peters stays around more than just this year. He's already on record saying that he wants to play more years. I would like to just sign him for another year. Yeah, let's get through 3/4 of the year and let's just re-sign the guy. He offers so much leadership, because supposedly he went to CD, told him, "Calm down, you're great, just be great." And you saw what happened, man. He turned it up and he made me look like a fool saying what I said. And that's great. That's what I want. He responded the way he needed to respond. Unbelievable catch. He had multiple catches after that. So listen,
but I will admit too, we're not totally wrong in the sense that how did he have those good catches by that point when the attention was no longer on him, and I think it was more on Noah Brown, because Noah Brown was starting to do some damage, and since the attention was taken away, CeeDee Lamb did his thing. I mean, it's again, CeeDee Lamb's a really good number 2, number 3, but oh man, it just doesn't. You can't take the attention of the number 1. There's nothing wrong with that, man. But I mean, just quit trying to appoint him that person.
Noah Brown, shout out to Noah Brown, man. He's balling his ass off.
So you know what? By the end of this year, it might be oh look, Noah Brown and not Noah Brown, like instead of the other way around.
Yeah.
So hopefully now Noah Brown will get that reputation as well. But other receivers.
I will say this.
Go ahead.
I'm not going to leave Noah Brown. He deserves more. That was literally. And I don't know your topics. It's not like, hey, people in the chat, me and Phil, we like to be organic and play off each other. We don't go over what we're going to talk about. But let me just say, that officiating crew was horrendous on both sides. I'm not trying to say Dallas got screwed. There was probably 2 or 3 calls that were absolute maulings that weren't called. But there was a couple on the is that they should have called it, that we committed that they should have called. That was literally the worst officiating crew I have ever seen. And there was one guy that seemed like every time he called a penalty, it was the older guy. It was the lead judge that actually said, holding. It was almost like he was upset if he called a penalty in Dallas's favor. I don't know if I was the only one who noticed that, but it seemed like he went out of it. He had an ugly look on his face like, Jesus Christ, I'm helping Dallas. It was ridiculous. Did Noah Brown not get mugged?
Yeah, there was definitely.
Did he not get mugged?
I mean, it's right
like
there.
In the end zone, there was a mugging, and there was another mugging when he was releasing from the line of scrimmage. Yeah, you could block inside 5 yards. You cannot grab and hold inside 5 yards.
Yeah,
that was ridiculous.
Yeah, we were seeing quite a bit of that. Looks like we got Mary Alvarez in here. We got Cowboys corner. Awesome.
Cowboys corner. What's up?
I love it. Yeah, they do a great job. I love them over there, man. I've been following.
Yeah, they do. They do.
I love Mike over here because he definitely tells it how it is, man. He doesn't sugarcoat it. There's no spoonful of sugar with him. It's just straight down the gullet. So and sometimes you need that. You definitely need that part of Cowboy Nation as well. So. Welcome, man. Definitely welcome.
Oh, maybe we'll get him on here, man.
That's what I'm trying to do.
We like to incorporate new people on our Saturday Night Lives.
Oh, trust me, he's on my list. He's definitely on my list. But
Cowboys corner. Let's go, bro.
As we're talking about more of the receiving and what was going on there, I also saw a lot with small thing with like Turpin. Turpin had a little bit more. He was on the field a little bit longer, which I thought was really good. He had that, he had that punt return at the end that set up the field goal that, the offense didn't move much, but with him, boom, he put points on the board with just himself. That punter, man, I think I loved it what Troy Aikman said. If that punter makes that same move for like 100 times, he does not make that tackle again. And it's funny. He had a really good tackle on that one.
Yeah, my son, it was like, he almost broke it. I want him, and he did. I was going nuts because that was huge. I want to see him come and just run a damn 9 route. I mean, I saw what he did in preseason. Just stick him out there and run and throw the ball as far as you can. This kid is exciting, and he's not going anywhere. He's going to be with us for a while. This kid is the real deal at 150 pounds. That's amazing that he's going to have the impact on our year that he's going to have. Because you saw what he did. This fast he is. Man, there was one time that he called a fair catch, and he did the right thing. It was at like the 11-yard line. Like the rule is anything inside the 10, you let it go. I wish he had enough room to where I wish he would have returned it, because every time he gets the ball in his hands, he's a threat. I'm telling you, he's the best returner in the league right now, just based on what I'm seeing. There's no other returners like him. Man, it's exciting.
Well,
Run a
definitely no
9 route,
MVPs.
right?
Yeah, so I mean, I would imagine they're probably gonna just wait and put that into the off to the side, and when they need it for sure, that's when they pull that stuff out, and I think that's a perfect time. And on the other side of that, great return that we're talking about Brett Maher, 3 for 4, and the one field goal that he did was just a very long field goal right before the half, and he had the distance. So I mean, wow. Definitely a better
like
record.
Maher, always have. He got into a funk a year and a half ago. Probably should have never left here. I think we went with our special team guru and his guy Legatron. That was his nickname is. He's solid as they come right now. He had a real good year last year, and I'm ready to go. I wish he would have made one of the long ones. He had the distance in both, which was the important thing. But if you looked at the flags, there was no wind. I don't care. It ain't like the old school, Meadowlands where they would open up the door and it would cause a wind gust. These flags were like still, and we all know he likes the left hash. So I was telling my son, we were watching the game, like they didn't go to the left hash. So I don't have a lot of confidence that he's going to make this. And he just missed it. It was close, but he has the leg, man.
Yeah, man.
He's good. I mean, he's fine.
He's been doing really well. I like the fact that I don't feel that shakiness when he comes to the line. I at least feel that he has more of a chance of making it than he does missing it, and so that's very good. Obviously, the closer he gets is always that's where the iffy part comes.
Yeah, and listen, he ain't missing extra points like Legatron was, so I'm good. Because there was a couple of times, only based on last year. Remember how he would miss extra points? We just scored. Is he going to make the extra point? And it's like, boom, right through. I was like, all right. That's the feeling I want to have. I don't want to have feeling like it's I'm holding my breath for a damn extra point.
So as we talk about the kicking, one thing on the other side, on the defensive side, you had Dorrance Armstrong right off the bat in the beginning of the game. Boom! Just blocked that field goal. And he had a sack that was unfortunately called back from a Kelvin Joseph. I don't even remember what it was. Some kind of flag to face mask. I don't even know what it was. I just know Dorrance Armstrong was robbed of a sack, which he definitely deserves. So Dorrance, I got to give him credit, man. He's definitely been the Randy Gregory replacement.
Hey, chat, here it comes. Randy who? Dorrance Armstrong, I saw a stat. Over the last 8 games, leads the Cowboys in sacks. I believe it. I want to say it's the last 6 games. Last 6 games, it's either 6 or 8 games. He has 5.5 sacks. Michael Parsons has 5, and D-Law's got 5.
Yeah, I think.
Dude is for real, and he had the blocked field goal. He was pressured all night, so it was good to see. And just remember one thing, people. Parsons was not 100%. He was probably, I said 60, maybe he was 75%. He had the fluid Parsons does, even when he's
blowing people up, man.
All the attention goes to him, and it frees people up. You saw the D end out of Atlanta. Help me out, Phil. He came in.
Yeah, you talk Dante Fowler.
Dante Fowler. He came in and made a couple great plays. It was impressive.
Stopping the run.
Just keep that in mind.
Yeah, they're in the middle.
Quentin Bohannon.
They're doing this.
Quentin Bohannon, thank you for stepping up, big guy. I was disappointed last year. You were inactive for literally half of the games. You got your act together. I was thinking, and it's not a bad thing, Phil, but do you know who I haven't heard of? I haven't heard too much of is Neville Gallimore. Yeah, it just I haven't heard his name much, and I was expecting a lot. Not that he's not doing a lot. Yeah. That's just his saying how everybody else is doing.
Yeah, I would probably agree because there's a lot of people that have been standing out. I mean, even when you look at the sack category, you got to look at even a guy like you got Wilson over there, Donovan Wilson, that's been doing his thing. He had 2 sacks last night. I mean, those add up very quickly for him. And I mean, he does his thing where he gets an occasional 15-yard penalty. And that the one with him, was it him that like the guy threw it to the ref and he like batted it down because it looked like it was coming at him?
Yeah, that was a BS call. The ref has to use his. Yeah, the ref has to use his brain. The ref has to realize that Donovan didn't know that he was standing behind him and that he saw the ball coming towards his head. Maybe take the high road. The game is not about you, ref. The game is about the guys on the field.
Oh, my God.
So, it was ridiculous. He didn't know that there was a ref behind him. The ball came at his face. Yeah. Eat that flag. That's stupid. Okay? That happened all night. If they are supposed to be penalized as a crew, they should be penalized. That was a horrible, on both sides, not just the Cowboys side. Yeah, that was a horrible officiated game. And I just want to run through the chat real quick. I love weed, my man. What's up? The Pat Thompson, Randy who? Exactly. Randy can go do whatever he wants. Just be careful in Mile High because, everything's legal over there. So just be careful, big guy. Captain Taki, what's up? Mark Hutchton, what's up, man? Nice seeing you in the chat. Roland's Reviews, Stacy, thank you so much.
But yeah,
you
Pat
are
makes
great, sweetie. Thank you so much.
Pat says that Barr had good pressure. That is, oh my God, it's the truth. Barr definitely has some good pressure, man.
He's only going to get better.
Yeah,
he's only going to get better, Phil, because he's just getting his feet wet. He didn't have a training camp. He's ramping it up. He's ramping it up. He's only going to get better. This defense, I saw a stat where I think we're like 10 right now. We are going to end up in the top 5, and we're going to keep climbing. If we keep holding teams to 18 points or less, they're going to win a lot of games. They're going to win a lot of games.
Yeah, and we were correct. I mean, it's going to rely on the defense and what they're doing, and as long as we stay, and I don't care who's at quarterback, whether it's Dak, whether it's Rush, whether it's Greer, at any point, it's going to matter on that defense. That defense is going to keep us in games. And as you see, man, there's definitely a lot of weapons coming from different locations in that defense. The linebackers, you have all your linebackers. I think Cox is the only one that you don't see out there too much because obviously, that's what everybody wants to see. I'm pretty sure they have their game plan for him, and they'll bring him in for certain situations.
I was surprised, man. I was kind of deflated a little bit because I heard, Gallup. Now, I was happy with the Gallup thing, only because I know the injury. He don't need to be playing last night.
Yeah.
He don't. Dalton Schultz annoyed me a little bit, and make no mistake, I know that's my famous saying, make no mistake, but make no mistake, he made a business decision. Supposedly, he was running good, but he's on that 1-year deal. And this was a situation where I think that he made a decision that he wasn't 100% and he wasn't going to play. So he has that choice, and Dallas's trainers, they have a lot of leeway, and I respect them for it. But that's what happened. He made a decision that he wasn't 100%. And I got news for you, Phil. After the first couple weeks, for the rest of the season, none of these guys are going to be 100%. No. So I hope that he's feeling a little better for next week, and he decides to give it a go. We would appreciate it, Dalton. But I was surprised that Jaron Curse didn't play either. But Donovan Wilson did well,
and he's saying
he
he is
a headhunter, Phil. Mm-hmm. He don't give a crap who you are. He's gonna take your head off. Now we're gonna get some penalties, but I like the aggressiveness that he's playing with. I really do.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I definitely agree with you on that one. I mean, everybody was looking good on the defense. Again, with it, even Diggs got his interception at the end of the game. where Diggs was, you could see he was leaping for some balls. He definitely wanted that interception. He was hungry for it.
That was a good play.
And even though, the receiver slips, he still goes and earns that, interception by going and getting the ball. So, kudos to him, man. He's definitely, I was wondering how much he was going to do. I think he was around 5 to 6 interceptions this year. So definitely nice to see him get his first one. And in general, this defense, I mean, you look at all the sacks that they're doing, the pressures, even though, again, you're talking about Micah Parsons being only at 60, 70%, you can still see him getting pressures. Or you see some of those clips where he's taking on the tight end, the tackle, and then the guard, and he's blowing them through just to still get to Daniel Jones. I mean, that's some shit right there, man.
Yeah, that was impressive.
Yeah.
That was impressive.
Gina.
Shout out to Angelica Barone. She's my Twitter bestie. What's up, sweetie? And
I had
Gina. That's my girl right there. Yeah. Gina, thank you for hanging in here and showing up. Captain Taki. He always has some good points, man. He really does. Yeah, I would say I'm excited, man. We're up. Like, we're 2-1. We're rolling home. There's no way. There's no way that we're gonna win next week. So we're gonna be 3-1. So the Eagles can keep winning. And I was looking at the schedule for the rest of the year. It's literally gonna be us and the Eagles. The Eagles' schedule is laughable. So, but I called it. I told you Eagles were gonna get out to a good start. It is what it is.
I mean, here's the thing.
It's going to be one of them deals where
the Eagles,
injuries are going to play a part.
I'm okay. You're beating teams that you should. You cannot make the schedule yourself. You only beat the teams that are in front of you.
I don't like when people say, well, look at who they played. Yeah. They're playing who they play.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
And are they playing good football? In the beginning, it was kind of thing. The second half is still kind of iffy for them. I remember Dallas years ago, there was the same thing where we would come out in the second half, it just wasn't. Or there's times where you come out in the second half, and that's all you are, is a second half type of team. So I remember those type of years as well too. So they do have something really good there. It's just what happens when they play some competition. And I'm not not to say that Lions aren't a competition. I think when I look at their whole schedule, I think the Lions was probably their toughest part. And you saw how that kind of went. So that's why the next week they play the Jacksonville Jaguars. How much are you really going to take that? But again, they're gonna puff their chest out because obviously.
Hey, listen, everybody wants to talk shit on Jacksonville. They're playing good ball. So if there's a game they could screw up on and overlook, it's this team. They're playing good.
Well, I mean,
they're 2-1.
Any team. I mean, you look at the New York. I definitely gained a little bit more respect for them last night. Just because they can move the ball.
Yeah.
We have a bend but don't break type of defense, and they were still able. I mean, you called it. We knew it was going to happen. Barkley's going to eventually break one, and that's where they're probably going to score.
I'm glad you got to that. Don't be upset. He's a great player.
Yeah,
that's what's going to happen. You're going to give up one play a game, like I told you, and I'm glad you remember that. He was going to break something. He's too talented of a guy. He's 100% healthy now. So thanks for him bringing that up, because I was going to say that, but I'm like, I don't want to tell you that I told you, but he's good. He's a good player, man. It's hard to stop people 100% in this league.
Definitely.
They get paid too.
Yeah, I agree.
I
definitely agree. But anyway, so I'm going to start to wrap this up kind of thing. We're going to be back, of course, on Saturday to talk about the Washington Commanders versus the Dallas Cowboys. We'll see. You hear your different stuff that's going on with whole Dak Prescott. I could play tomorrow kind of thing, but there's no reason to rush him. So it's what are they going to do there throughout the week? So it's going to be interesting. Of course, we're going to be here on Saturday. Brian, any recap that you want to talk about from the Giants game before we move forward and start looking towards the Commanders?
Yeah. Well, just getting to Mark Hutchinson's his comment, what y'all thought on Lamb. Yeah, early on we said I was not happy about it, Mark. I thought that he let the team down. You can't drop that ball, man. As a number one receiver, you could do that maybe once a year, like you're wide open, streaking into the end zone. You can't keep doing that, man. But the fact that he came back and made a couple clutch catches, real clutch catches, and obviously the touchdown mark where he caught it with one hand. Jason Peters got in his ear and told him to calm down. That's what I'm hearing. And said, "You're great, play great, relax." I think he's getting a little caught up in that he's the number one now. He was in Amari's shadow for a while. I was disappointed. I gave him a little bit of tough love on Twitter after that happened. But
man, he definitely did. I like the fact that he shut everybody up in the same day, so he didn't have to go through a whole week and redeem himself the next game. He went ahead and came out, the guys on the sideline. You had Diggs talking to him as well too. I think D-Law was talking to him.
Yeah.
So they got him out of that, and he started.
He needs to just not. He needs to move past that and start playing. He needs to have confidence in himself, because it seems like he builds confidence. You'll see him. It's like, I'll catch the ball, he'll come up.
Oh my God, that thing is.
He needs to just focus on catching the ball.
Yeah, and let the rest come to him.
And then and let the rest. His athletic ability take control.
Before we,
I'm glad we're 2-1.
Yeah,
and we'll get to next Saturday, or this Saturday coming up. We'll do our pre-game predictions and things to watch for this Sunday's game against Washington. And I'm excited, man.
I want to before we go, I want to jump on what I Love Weed is going. He's called about Shepard can't catch a break, torn ACL. His dad was a Cowboy. Get well soon, kid. I agree, man. That was the last play of the game for them, and just for that to happen, he was, he had his moments here and there, but he still was playing a pretty good game. So, you always want. I don't like seeing that, even if it's the rivals and stuff like that. I definitely not one of those guys that wish that upon him.
Yeah, prayers up for that guy. Yeah. He's had a rough stretch, and that was a non-contact injury, and
we feel you, man. We had Tyron.
I don't want to tell a guy to hang it up, but man, how many times can you come back from a rehab, like a year-long rehab? Just sorry for that guy, because it's like when the cameras aren't on, it's like a knee. I mean, I believe it's an ACL.
Yeah,
that's rough, man. That's rough.
Angelica Barone is not taking Lamb's shit. She's like, I'm pissed at 88.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it. I was not happy.
So hopefully he'll redeem himself this coming week as well too. So again, let everybody know where they can find you if they don't already know where they can find you, Bryan.
Yeah, well, you're going to find me here mainly, but I also have my own page, GameTime Bryan. That's where you can look at GameTime Bryan, otherwise known as a mailman. I'm starting to put some content out there.
Getting his rivalries going.
But yeah, you'll find me here every post game, either Monday or Tuesday, and every Saturday night.
Yeah, man, I appreciate. Of course, I always appreciate you coming on, man. Guys, I appreciate you coming into the chat. Let us know if you're coming in later on, you're watching this thing. Let us know what you guys thought about the game. Who stood out to you on offense, defense, special teams? Who needs to step up that hasn't been? What do you guys think about CeeDee Lamb? There's so many subjects within this whole game, it's nice to come out on the positive side of that. So thank you guys for joining us. I love every single person in this chat. I love the fact that you guys come, man. I appreciate that. Mark, I Love Weed, Angelica, Gina. You got Captain Taki. There's so many. Cowboys Corner, Pat Thompson. You guys are awesome, man. And I'm getting subscriptions, rolling reviews.
That I'll tweet you. Really, the only way to grow us is to retweet what we're doing. I would appreciate that, guys and gals. We're not trying to make a killing. We both got jobs, but we would like to make the audience bigger. So if I send something out, please retweet it, and I would appreciate it. You guys and gals are great. Thank you so much.
And I appreciate it, because obviously with me trying to focus in on trying to get this going and learning it, I don't get on the media as much as I would love to. So I'm back and forth on it. So I appreciate you guys when you guys are able to share it as well too. So thank you very much. I again appreciate it again.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah, Phil, from here on out, because I have a hard time finding it too on YouTube. Cowboys Corner can't find my channel. For whatever reason, I can't find my channel on YouTube either.
Okay.
It doesn't pop up. So
I'll start putting it in my feed as well too.
Maybe put it in here.
Yeah. I'll start to do that.
I don't know why. And maybe just look up a video of mine, and then it'll take you to a channel. It's weird. 'Cause my son said that. He goes, I don't know.
Well, I'm going to jump from this one, and I'm going to jump over to Cowboys blog, and I'm going to listen to Joe and Mike and hear them do their thing and hear what they had to say or think about what the game, what it entails. So, again, I appreciate you guys. Game Time, Brian, I appreciate you coming on like always. Like always, I'm Primetime Phil, and I appreciate you guys. Make sure you hit that like on the way out, and don't forget to always ring that bell.
No, don't do it. Please, don't go.
You gotta go home, man.
Fine by me!
Okay, bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye. Hello, you have been rude to me the entire flight. No, I wanted a blanket and you never brought it to me. I'm gonna... Bye-bye. 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 You are bye-bye. Rude. Bye-bye. Never bye-bye. Ridiculous. Bye-bye.
Be excellent to each other.
And party on, dudes!
And the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys? Yeah!